All right, so we're going deep today on something that I got to say I didn't really expect to be so fascinating. Dogecoin. You sent over a ton of stuff, articles, research, even your own personal notes. And it's like you've been digging deep.
I have. It's a rabbit hole.
And I think I see why.
Yeah.
It's way more than just,
Yeah.
a dog meme on the internet, right?
Absolutely. It is. It's so easy to dismiss because of that. It started as a joke, but the impact, especially here in the U.S., I mean, it's undeniable.
Yeah, I was looking through all the stuff you sent, and I was really surprised at how much it's kind of woven into American culture in a way. I mean, we've got stories about Dogecoin funding Olympic teams, space missions, and even being, accepted by major companies as payment. Where do we even begin to unpack all of this?
Well, I think you have to start with the community. That's the heart of it. It's not just a bunch of enthusiasts online. They live the motto, do only good every day. And they're not just saying that they put their dough where their mouth is. They do some really impressive things. Charitable, giving.
Yeah, the story that really stuck with me was the one about the Jamaican bobsled team. I mean, they were trying to get to the 2014 Olympics, the Winter Olympics, and they came up short. They just didn't have the funds. And the Dogecoin community rallied and helped get them there.
It's amazing.
I mean, what a fantastic example of, really living your values,
And I think that kind of lighthearted approach has been a key to its success. The meme, the Doge meme, was already so popular that it made it approachable. People who were intimidated by Bitcoin's complexity or maybe didn't get it saw Dogecoin and thought, hey, this is fun, maybe crypto can be fun. And it really opened the door to a lot of first-time investors, especially in the U.S., who really felt this connection to the community and the positive energy.
And I think that community spirit is really evident in how Dogecoin has been embraced by American businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dallas Mavericks accepting Dogecoin for merchandise.
Huge.
Back in 2021. That was a big deal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then Newegg came along. This is a major online retailer. People buy computer parts, all sorts of tech.
Right.
They were early adopters. And they weren't just chasing a trend. They saw the potential of this and the power of that community.
Yeah. And then, I mean, talk about power. The Doge 1 mission, a lunar, to the moon, a lunar satellite mission.
Wow.
Funded entirely with Dogecoin.
It's incredible.
I mean, funding space exploration.
With a meme coin.
With a meme coin. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, and that Doge 1 mission is just the perfect example of how Dogecoin is going beyond just the digital world, right? I mean, it's tangible now. It's making an impact. It's not just about buying stuff online anymore. It's pushing the boundaries of scientific exploration. It's pretty remarkable.
Okay, so we've talked about the community, the impact, but let's talk about the actual nuts and bolts of this thing, the technology. Can you kind of break it down a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the most significant technical things I think about Dogecoin is that it adopted something called the Auxiliary Proof of Work System, or OPTPU. This happened back in 2014, and it was huge. It essentially merged mining with Litecoin.
So, what does that mean for someone like me who uses Dogecoin?
It means that was a game changer for you as a user. Transactions are faster, smoother, fees are lower.
Oh, wow.
And importantly, the energy consumption is way lower.
That's great.
So yeah, that upgrade, it made Dogecoin much more appealing for just daily transactions and showed that the community was serious about making a positive impact.
So how's it evolved since then? Has it continued to to innovate?
There has been a resurgence in the development of it, especially since 2021. The focus has been on improving transaction speeds, reducing fees. But I think it's important to note that even with all these advancements, Dogecoin's code base still really relies on Litecoin's technology.
Oh, okay. So that kind of raises the question.
Yeah.
Can Dogecoin really stand on its own? Can it carve its own path in the crypto world?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's made progress. Does it rely too much on that foundation? Can it really break out and be innovative on its own? It's a big question to consider.
And speaking of factors that influence Dogecoin, we can't ignore this elephant in the room. Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and
his
tweets
yeah.
and their ability to just move the market. Dogecoin's been on a roller coaster ride thanks to him.
No doubt. I mean, his tweets, his appearances. You remember when he was on Saturday Night Live?
Oh, yeah.
It sparked so much hype, so much market activity. And then Tesla briefly accepted Dogecoin as payment for merch.
Right.
That sent shockwaves through the entire crypto world. It just shows you the influence he has.
And it's not just him, right? Snoop Dogg's a fan.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban, A lot of other celebrities have kind of endorsed Dogecoin
Mm-hmm.
and added to its mainstream appeal. But it makes you wonder.
Right. Yeah, it's a big question. Is it really tied more to endorsements, hype, celebrity,
Yeah,
than it is to the underlying tech and utility, and something that potential investors need to think about
yeah.
carefully?
Well, let's talk about that value. Dogecoin reached an all-time high of almost 74 cents back in 2021,
I know.
which is incredible. I mean, for a currency that started as a joke.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, that surge, that was phenomenal. That pushed its market cap over $80 billion. I mean, it secured its place in the top 10 cryptocurrencies.
Wow.
But it also shows how volatile things can be. It's fluctuated so much since then.
Yeah,
And I think it really just highlights the risk
right.
of crypto investment.
And the landscape is only getting more complex, right? With the SEC
I
breathing
would-
down everyone's necks and other regulatory bodies.
Yeah, the regulatory landscape here in the US, it's changing. It's not clear how these new regulations might impact Dogecoin specifically.
Mhm.
Right now it's not classified as a security,
Right.
but that could change.
Yeah.
And that uncertainty, I think, it just adds another layer to this whole thing that investors need to be aware of.
So from meme to like legit player in finance and tech, I mean, even pop culture.
It really is, and it challenges our ideas about where value comes from, about influence. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected things can really make a difference.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
It's wild.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is the power of community. The fact that an idea that starts as a joke can gain this much traction
Yeah.
and really have an impact on finance and technology. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story, and, we've only just scratched the surface here.
I know. For those of you listening who want to learn even more, you got to keep digging. There's so much more to uncover with Dogecoin.
Yeah, absolutely.